Hello everyone, welcome back to the project. So I wasn't sure I would do one more video before the final animation, but this is more like a post-mortem video to talk about just a few things I came across and a few tips again to help you finish this project. So in no particular order, I'm gonna walk you through a few new settings. And for that, we're gonna start with the camera settings. Okay, so first thing I wanted to talk about was the depth of field for the camera. Okay, so this allows us to blur part of the image which is not in the focus. So in the camera settings, you've got a setting here called depth of field. Then it will either suggest a 10-meter distance for the point of focus, or you can select an object. I'm gonna create an empty. Okay, for that, just move it closer to this cube, and then in the camera parameter, select it. Okay, this means now you've got these parameters here. Okay, if I change them, what this will do, I'm gonna just change the f-stop value. At the moment, what we've got is something like, we've got the camera here, okay, the focus here, and what is in this area and this area is at the moment somehow in focus. But if I lower this f-stop value, this range here will get smaller, okay, and what is around here and around here will become slowly out of focus. You can see now here that the object in the foreground is blurred and the object in the background are a bit out of focus as well. And now if I change this little object and place it at the front, you can see that the first object here is not blurred while the other one are. Okay? And the same if I go toward the back. You can see it very well here. While the window is in focus, all which is in the foreground is out of focus, so it's a little bit blurred. That helps to sell the depth of the scene. Okay? So next one, I'm gonna show you what I got sometimes. This is my final edited file, and of course can be a bit of a mess. I was thinking about showing you that you could, for example, cut this in half somewhere here and then move the other half like that. This way you've got something that is a bit more flat than what I had at the beginning, just in case you run into the same problem as me. And so this is with all the sounds and the final soundtrack. So this is the soundtrack here, and all of these are the sounds that I've made myself. So be not too harsh on me. And that's the final editing of the project. Next one, I wanted to show you something about the candles, how I went to get those like this. So what I used for these candles, you can see the candle flame here looks smooth, okay? And what I did, in fact, is I created a mask, you can see it here, based on the brightness of the image. So the candle flames would be the brightest part of this image. I used a blur node, okay, on this, like that, so that I would go from an image where you can see the flame here, they are a little jagged. That's because of the resolution of the domain that we used, and then mixed with the blur image, and then you will have, as a result, this kind of flame. Okay, so that was another point for the final sequence. Okay, here I've got some text here in the French version, and if you navigate in the timeline, you can see that at one point the text is displayed letter by letter. So to do that, I had a text like that, and then I used an image that is sliding. I modified its position in space, and this is used as a mask. Okay, it's a bit of a strange setup, but then that's the only one I thought about when working on this part of the project. That's because, of course, I think the best way to have something done is to have a real hard deadline. At least it's working sometimes for me. That's where, of course, I had to work and to find a lot of tricks to have things done. And if you watch the final video, you will see there are lots of errors everywhere. But my point is to just finish the project. It doesn't matter if it's like the perfect project, but the best thing is to go through all the steps from start to finish. And if you only do 1 sequence, at least you would have seen all the steps, and then you can reproduce them on another project. And I think that's the best way to improve. So now what I'm gonna show is a few examples of some of my students that have worked on the project during these 6 months, and so enjoyed a few bits of what has been created as well. Next, I will show the entire animation with sound and music. I hope you like it, and see you in the next project then. Take care everyone, have fun, enjoy your life. Bye.